Welcome to a presentation by Buildsoft on how easy it is for landscaping contractors, whether it be commercial or residential works, to use Cubit, the natural estimator, for producing quick estimates and taking off quantities accurately from plans. We'll start within the software. On the left-hand side here, you can see the estimate sheet. So what we can do as a landscaping contractor is build up a template job which would list our main headings. For example, we've got topsoiling, turf, block work, and other entries here. If I right click and select expand all, you'll see it'll drop down into further information about what type of soils we may need to be supplying, type of turf, retaining walls, etc. And we can have standard rates built up for things. For example, $35 a cubic metre for topsoiling, or with turf, $17.70 a square metre, made up of the turf itself, $8.50 a square metre, some labour components, some watering components, and delivery to site. So what we can then do is load in plans into the software, into this viewport. So here, as you can see, we've loaded in a landscape plan where we need to take off some things like decking, some turf areas, retaining walls, and count up plants that need to be supplied. So what we can do, once we load in a PDF or CAD file plan, we can hit this scale button and tell the software what scale that we're working in, or we can scale off from a dimension on the plan. So I zoom in here and click at either end of this 6 metre dimension, tell the software that it's 6 metres long, click scale, and that calibrates the plan. So now we can take off quantities directly from the PDF file into the estimate sheet. So if we work through our template, we need to supply here topsoiling and also turf. So I can tag both of these lines by holding the control key down. I can tell the software what the depth of the soil is, for example, 150 mil. And then I can move on to the plan and take off shapes. If I go to the Home tab here, I can select which color that I want to plot with, and whether I want to have a fill color or pattern. So if I start clicking here now to go around this turf area, I can left click and hold my mouse button down to create curves very quickly and accurately. And you'll see that it's snapping to the points on the plan to make the takeoff quite accurate. So if I continue around this really complex shape to calculate a quantity, and when I get to the end here, I can do a right click, which will join me up to the original point. It'll shade in the area, it'll give me dimensions, but importantly over in my estimate sheet, you can see that it's calculated that we need 10 cubic metres of topsoiling and also 66 square metres of turf. Because I had the rates built into the template and a markup, you can see we're getting budget quickly for the job. So topsoiling so far, $385, and turf, $1,285, which is total to the bottom. So we can continue this process to take off other quantities from the plan. We have some decking up here. We'd find the relevant item in our estimate sheet. I might put the decking in an orange color. I can click this rectangle drawing tool and I can simply plot a rectangle, which will tell me there's 19 square meters of decking there. If I zoom out a bit further, I can see that there's a number of plants that I need to count off from the plan to calculate a cost for those also. So if I come down here to Lily Pilly, I can highlight that item. I can select the count tool at the top here, select which color I want to plot them in as, and then simply click wherever there is that style of plant, which will add it to the estimate sheet. So you can see here now we've counted 5 Lily Pillies at $85 each to give us a budget for planting. If I zoom out and up to the top section of the plan here, we have some retaining walls that we need to add. So if I look over here in block work, you can see here we've got supply and install boral edge stone and also some capping as well. So what I could do is tag both of these items by holding the control key down, telling it the height of the retaining wall, let's say 1200 mil, selecting which color we wish to plot with, and then plotting where that retaining wall needs to go. I'll just move out of the rectangle tool here select polyline, start clicking, and you can see that is now plotting that shape on the plan. And if I right click, we've got quantities now, square meters of block work for the retaining wall, as well as lineal meters for capping. I can then hit a 3D view button and see this information in a 3D view. As you can see here, we can see the 1200 mil high retaining walls. What I can do is make that a solid shape if need be. So by highlighting a particular item, then highlighting its shape, I can change it to a solid wall type. Anything in this viewport we can print out or take snapshots of. So once we've produced our estimate, you can see here all of the information is totaled to the bottom. We can add in things like profit margins, we can add in variations to the original contract amount. What we can then do is produce reports within the software. So if I quickly move to the data tab, click on the trades option here and produce a trade summary, you can see that a report will then appear showing us information like budgets for our particular headings, what our subtotal for all headings are, what our total contract amount is including GST, and then we can add our logo to the reports and export this information to a PDF file, Excel spreadsheet, or a Word document. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how quickly you can take off quantities from plans and produce estimates for the landscaping industry. For more information, visit www.buildsoft.com.au.